Now, sometimes things are just so ridiculous. These damn politicians, these crooked politicians, these pedophile politicians, these bastards of politicians who just love sticking it to the people when they don't get their way. And I'm going to give you an example. I was talking to Pastor Dowell the other day. And in Greece, of all destroyed, collapsing countries, where you probably wouldn't want to piss off the people too much, the politicians there passed a law recently to allow pedophiles, like child pedophiles, basically on the list of disabled people, the disability list, so that they can collect a monthly income because they're disabled. No, they're pedophiles. They're sick, disgusting pedophiles. Nah, we think they're disabled, so we're gonna let them get a paycheck every month, and the rest of you schmucks in Greece are gonna pay for it, on top of the $300 billion, whatever it even amounts to now, of bailout funds that you didn't want, that we forced on you anyways. You're gonna have to pay that back too, and pay for these child molesters' income while they sit on their butts at home watching your children go to school every day. While you're at work, they're sitting there prowling around waiting to get something from your child. Incredible. So back over here on this side of the ranch, we have a Mississippi governor who, I guess, I didn't quite delve into this, but I'm assuming that this particular governor tried to win another term in office and it didn't work out for him, and I guess they were voted in a Republican or something. I don't know, but all I know is he's on his way out. And what do governors do, and presidents do, on their way out? They love to pardon people, but they don't dare pardon these people while they're still in office and they've got a year left, even 6 months left. No, they wait to the last minute and then pardon these people. Because when you look at the who's list of pardons, for example, Bill Clinton pardoned a major drug lord, drug dealer from Mexico, or he was drug running to and from Mexico, huge. He got pardoned by Bill Clinton. And yeah, George Bush, of course, he had his share of pardons too. So, those are presidents. Let's focus on this governor of Mississippi. Starksville, Mississippi, January 11th. A Mississippi judge barred the state on Wednesday from releasing any prisoners recently pardoned by former Governor Haley Barbour, a conservative Republican. Which actually, I don't know. I said earlier, I don't know if he was replaced by a Republican or what the story was, but either way, he's on his way out. A conservative Republican who outraged some by granting clemency to more than 200 convicts during his final days in office. Oh, so Reuters is telling me that he only caused outrage in some people. Not everybody were outraged by what I'm about to read you. Okay, let me continue. Thanks, Reuters. I'm glad you know for a fact that only some were outraged. Not everybody, just some. Okay. The judge blocked the release of 21 inmates who were still serving their sentences when the pardons were announced and who remained incarcerated, the injunction said. It also ordered 5 others who already had been released to appear at a hearing later in January. Governor Barbour's office had said that 90% of those who received clemency were no longer in prison when the pardons were granted. What about the other 10%, and who were they? Well, let's take a look. The pardons included 4 convicted murderers who had been allowed to work at the governor's mansion doing odd jobs because of good prison behavior. End of story. You don't think he's pissed off that he's leaving? I'll teach these people. I'm going to let go. I'm going to pardon all these people, and I'm going to pardon 4 or 5 murderers back into society because these little prick peasants didn't vote me back in. Then again, as I said, I didn't quite follow this into detail. Did he even run for office again? I don't know. But either he's pissed off and wants to teach the little guy, the peasants, a lesson, or he really thinks, hey man, these guys are really good people. They were over, after all, they were helping me free of charge at my mansion, the governor's house. I formed a relationship with these murderers who appear to be good people because they had very good behavior in my presence. I think they deserve to get let go. Now, you don't think, Mr. Dumbass Governor, that maybe by chance they were continuing their good behavior so that by chance you would pardon them and see they were just in a bad place at the wrong time, you know? We're not really murderers, Governor. Look how good we clean your house. Look how well we take care of your dog. And we pick up after his little poopies in the yard. Yeah, you guys are really good. Now remember, in Greece, the politicians just passed a law to add pedophiles to the disabled list. You don't think this governor has the same thing wrong with his brain as these other politicians, do you? They're just after power. They have problems themselves. They're probably pedophiles themselves, because as you know, most of them are, which is why they pass these disgusting laws through Congress, because if they don't, one of the alphabet agencies, FBI, somebody's standing on standby saying, hey, you don't pass this law, Mr. Barney Closet Homosexual Frank, we're going to expose some of the things you were doing. We got it all on film, you know. We've got cameras, we've got hidden microphones, everything in your house and Congress. You're done. Yeah, but that's illegal. We know, but we'll still do it. And we'll have to let go a couple FBI agents when we expose this because they were doing the wrong thing. But the whole world's going to know you were doing some homosexual activity with either some kids, young men, whatever it was. So you better pass this law, or else. Oh, okay. But then again, how could one man just pass a law? He needs an army of senators and congressmen to do the same. You don't think that there's another bunch of men out there, congressmen especially, men and senators, who are also pedophiles and homosexuals and have stuff on tape by the FBI or some other agency who's probably threatening to them, you pass this law also, or else. Nah, that's probably not the case. Considering most of them show up at Bohemian Grove every year for their little gay homosexual party, men only by the way, exposed by Alex Jones, video footage inside the place, ex-workers coming out, bringing in hidden microphones and cameras so that they can film and show you these guys are clearly not just having a good old boy get-together and just having a good time. This is a homosexual party going on here, men only, and they want to be serviced by the cute little young men running the, you know, soda fountain and the cash register or whatever the hell they're doing over there. You know, they want to be served, if you know what I mean. So if there's tons of the world's most powerful people, men, showing up at Bohemian Grove, all men's only party, all know what the hell's going on there, and they all love to show up there, then how is their mindset, how is their mind functioning in the first place? And these people are leading us, right? These guys are in charge of the car, we're in the back seat. I want to get out of the car, but you can't get out of the car because it's going too fast. If you get out of the car, you die. So you're kind of stuck in the back seat and you're just voting in. You look out the window, there's a guy standing in line, he's first in line. That's the Democrat. You look out that window, first in line, first face, the only face you see, that's a Republican. But there's a line, there's a few people behind him, and there's a few people, not a lot, just a few people behind him, who also appear to be choices, but you can't really see them because the news media, in this case the window, is so tinted, you can't see behind them. You only see this guy, every time you look out, that guy's face is there. He's always there in front of you. Over here, this guy's right in your feet. You try to look around him, his face moves with you. So that's my only choice on the left, and this is my only choice on the right. Well, I'm part of this party over here, so I'm going to have to vote that guy in to take over the car, because I don't want to crash. And these guys are fixed to crash the car. So come on in. All right, good, we got a new driver. Oh, damn, he's worse than the last driver. Son of a gun. Let me go for this guy. I've never been on this side, never. But I'm going to this time, because this car is about to flip. Come in. Voting time. Come in, please. Oh my God, he's worse than the last one, and the last one was worse than the last one. And you see this little problem. And by the time you come to the thought of, it seems like no matter who I vote for, it's worse and worse. And by the time you come to that conclusion, that little thought pops in your head, usually, because humans are usually reactionary, it's after the fact, after the car fell off the cliff, so to speak, after your country's destroyed, your dollar got devalued big time, etc., etc., etc. Oil went up double, all because, not because of the Middle East, not because of wars, not because of the nonsense they tell you on the news, because the price of oil is set on Wall Street every day, and the elite run that show. That's why the price of oil really went up. But that's around the time when you realize gas is $6, $7 a gallon. I got to go to work. You're going to start carpooling with some people. People are going to start selling cars, riding bikes, pulling together. My family's got 3 cars in the house. Not anymore. We've got 1 car, and we all share it because we're not driving around all the time. No way. So then you're going to have an influx of massive amounts of cars sitting on the market for sale, which is going to push the price of cars down. So if you're waiting to get a car in the near future, probably when gas is $6 or $7 a gallon, which you may change your mind and you may not want to get a car at that time, but if you do, chances are you may be able to get a car pretty cheap. And there may be a window of opportunity that's for, because again, as Lindsey Williams said, we're going to find a massive pool of oil in American soil after all this shit hits the fan. And we sit here and say, oh great, $7, $8 a gallon, I can't afford it. Oh, don't worry, we just found a massive 2, 3, 4 massive pools of oil. Oh my God, American soil. Really? Yeah, this is fantastic. Well, how did you drill in that one, the biggest pool? We've got this giant rig out here. It's called the Liberty Oil Rig, the biggest in the world. Well, when did you create that? Oh, 2010 and 11, part of 11. But wait a minute, I'm assuming the year is probably going to be 2013. It might be 2012, but we'll say 2013. So 2 to 3 years ago, you guys created the largest oil rig, drilling rig, and it just so happened to be, right now, currently located on top of the biggest pool of oil in American soil, which is just offshore, in Alaska, apparently. When was that thing brought over there? Early 2011. So it's been sitting there since 2011, and you mean to tell me you didn't know this was already there, and you couldn't have turned on the spigot, so to speak, then, and forced us to experience $7, $8 a gallon gas, so that you can then say we found oil, and then bring it back down to $4 and $5 a gallon gas, so that we'll be okay with that, when in reality, it should be less than $1. That's why it's critical to expose all of this evil. And that's why I'm doing my part. Take care.